Hello, everybody. You are warmly welcome. I hope you guys can hear us. Please, if you can hear us, just let us know on the chat that you can hear us. We are live. So please let us know on the chat if you can hear us. It's an amazing time, and we're so pumped up today, and we're so looking forward to having this amazing conversation on making memories with your loved ones. Now we know that the season, our festive season is approaching, and we thought it wise to kind of come together and share some ideas on how we can do this within our own personal lives, and of course in your own personal lives as well. Okay, so welcome to today's live show. I would now please let us know on the chat where you're watching from. It's amazing to have lovely people joining today.
Yeah.
You are all welcome. My name is Amara.
And my name is Gospel.
Yes.
So what we want to do today is to share our experience and talk about how we can create lasting memories for people that love us, people that we love, especially our spouse or our husband. Or I wanted to say our husband,
Yes.
So especially your partner, you need to think about how you can create memories, not just about festive periods, but it's something you have to do going forward.
Yes, we welcome you all. I can see people just joining in. So please, if you're joining in for the first time, let us know where you're watching from. It's great to see you all, although virtually. Okay, I can see our lovely people. Foundation for Family Affairs, you're warmly welcome. We've also got Casey. Casey, you're warmly welcome. It's good to have you here. And we've got CY all the way from Nigeria. It's amazing to have you as well. So you all are warmly welcome. So like we said, we're going to be having a conversation on making memories with your loved ones.
Yeah, to add to what we said earlier, I think when you talk about making memories with your loved ones, people will think about marriage. Oh, this is about married people. But it's not really about married people. It's not just about married people. It's about everyone. How do you create an impact so that when you come into the room or you leave the room, someone remembers you?
Yes.
How do you create that moment,
indelible
moment?
Yes, that moment.
When people remember you, oh, I remember when he came here, he did this, he did that, how do you do it? So that's what we want to talk about today, and we are not going to talk about it from our own limited perspective,
because not limited, because experience is actually subjective.
Oh yeah, I want to say subjective experience because it's just the two of us.
Yes.
So we want to have you chime in. We want to have you, share your views as well, because you have how you do it with your loved ones.
Yes. And today will be an unusual live session, right? So we're not just going to be doing it alone. So myself and my husband will be sharing a couple of things on how we make memories, or how we intend to make memories going forward. But we also have some very special people joining us as well. I will let you know who they are when they come up. They would also be sharing with us their views on how they make memories in their own relationship, in their own personal lives as well. Okay, so I also want to welcome Ujo. Thanks for joining. And we've got Everyday Martyrs. Everyday Martyrs is always nice to have you join our live sessions. Okay, and you will be hearing from her in a moment. You'll be hearing from her in a moment. So you are all warmly welcome. So I just want to start by saying that, a lot of times when we talk about making memories, some people tend, and when I say some people, like from a culture point of view, some people do not really pay attention to making memories or document memories. So we kind of document, we document when we have our babies, for example, when we got married, for example. But again, we don't document the things that happen in the process. So when you're actually married, there are little milestones, there are little light bulb moments, there are little kind of memories that you kind of really need to treasure. But a lot of people do not emphasize that. They emphasize the occasion, they emphasize that big day, right? But they don't emphasize things that occur in the process. And I think that making memories are really important.
Yeah, the question to ask is, if people don't make memories, why? maybe because they don't really understand the importance of making memories. If you're telling me, oh, make memories, why should I do that? You know, so if you realize that this thing is actually one of those things you need to do to build your relationship with people that love you, and then you have it as something that is important. Because for me, I think making memories is important for intimacy.
Yes.
If you're looking at marriage now, is really important because there are memories. Those are memories that when you do them, when you build them, when you create them, you tend to go back to them to reenact the experience. For instance, if it's an experience that was beautiful for you and your spouse, you reenact those experiences, you talk about them, and sometimes you try to relieve them, if I would say. You know, I think by the time we carry on, we would touch more on the importance of creative memories. I don't want to jump the gun now. You know?
Yes, absolutely. So it's very important because memories are important in relationships, and of course we don't want to leave our single people out of the whole conversation as well.
Single people are in relationship as well.
They're in relationship, yes, not maybe not marital relationship, but they're in some form of relationship as well. So I want to say that it's important to document memories, and you know, just following up from what you said, we all go through challenging times in life. We all go through moments where it feels like we are under the storm or our relationship is under the weather, right? And during those times, it's the memories that we have documented that we actually reflect on. And we reflect on those memories to draw strength, to move on, and we kind of have a hope that the future is still going to be bright in spite of what we are currently faced with. So I think that is important.
You highlight that.
We highlight that, yes.
Because obviously there's a book I read some time ago. It talks about 4 seasons of marriage. It talks about marriage, that marriage could go through winter, summer, autumn, and spring, depending. I know we don't have that everywhere. But if that's your phase, you're in your summer, you build memories within that period of time, so that when you go through your winter phase of marriage, it doesn't mean 2 of you want to separate or you're having issues, personal issues in terms of your relationship. It could mean that you have challenges, external challenges that are very putting so much pressure on you as a team. So you need to draw strength from how you've built your life when everything was blissful and beautiful, you know.
Absolutely. So let's pause for now. Welcome, Amicable. It's great to have you, and also welcome, Kashia. It's great to have you as well. Let's bring up one of our, you know, I would say they're amazing, right? I don't even know. I'm short of words. I don't even know what to say anymore, right? I'm beginning to lose words now to introduce these amazing people.
Your words.
Yeah, I'm going to get my words back. So I want to introduce these amazing people. They are okay. Let me bring them up first before I introduce them. I can see them smiling, you know, backstage. Well, now I'm going to introduce them. Hey guys, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. It's great to have you here. So we warmly welcome you. I want to introduce these special people. They are the hosts for Foundation for Family Affairs. So don't do something similar to what we do. Just, you know, okay, you know what? Let me ask them to introduce themselves, because I know they have a unique way of introducing themselves that always blow me away. So over to you guys.
I think you've done justice to that. Yes, we are Chidi and Victor Akuna, and we run an organization called Foundation for Family Affairs. And our mission there, like we always like to say, is to connect hearts and raise healthy families. Yeah. Thank you for having us again.
Thank you for, you know,
for joining in.
Exactly.
For
always joining in. And I just want to welcome, we have new people joining us as well on the chat. We have Early Years Martyrs TV. It's great to see you. Thank you for joining. It's amazing to have you here. So let's just dive right in. And asking you now a question. And also you've got people raving on the chat. But before I dive into the question, let me just, highlight this. Hello, Chidi and Victor. Good to see you. Okay. And that's from Kasia. Now, Kasia Crafts. Yeah. So we're here to talk about making memories in your relationship or making memories with your loved ones. Okay. Loved ones, please don't just tell us about you and your husband, but maybe for our single people, if you can give them some tips as well on how they can make memories, that would be amazing. So please, can you share with us, how do you make memories? How do you guys make memories with your loved ones?
Okay, let me start. I think with my loved one, I'll start with someone called with my sister. Okay, how do we make memories? And I think she's watching me right now. We talk a lot. We spend time talking. I think for her, she will tell you her her thing is quality time. So I remember those days. There are times she would want you to just come. Let's go shopping. Okay, and in the course of shopping, we're talking, we're bouncing off ideas, and then sometimes she's walking. She sees something fascinating. She wants to bring you on it. She wants to let you on it, know what's happening. We talk. That's one of it.
Well, for me, I think this is a very important topic that sometimes is undermined or people don't talk about them more often because people don't know that at the end of the day, when you're taking stock of your relationship with somebody, what you actually remember are the memories. It's a key metric to which you assess, do I want to go ahead with this relationship or do I want to just keep it at a distance or do I want to just end it? It's what you remember, the experiences you remember that you share with this person is a key metric. All right, so someone would say, I think it was Maya Angelou that would say, people may not forget what you say, but you will always remember how you made them feel. What does that have to say? The memories that you experience with a particular person. So for us, it's so earlier on when we decided to get married, it was something that we're intentional about. So we kind of created a structure around memories. So it's more like an autopilot for us at this phase of our relationship. So things like shopping together, things like bathing together, cooking together, little things that helps us to kind of laugh, all right? Seeing a movie together, I like a lot of funny jokes, all right? I find something online that instead of laughing by myself, I want to share with her just to ensure that we have that point of connection. So because every relationship we go through is ups and downs. You guys will go through things, maybe as a couple, as individuals, or sometimes disagree with each other. But at the end of the day, you want to remember to feel like, the positive experiences are more than the negative experiences. That is why we have to be intentional about doing this. So things like celebrating anniversaries together, celebrating birthdays together, milestones. I was our greatest guy, screaming when she graduated. When she did, I was screaming at the back. Everybody was like, "Who is this crazy guy?" Sorry, I'm the proud husband. Yeah, that was a memory. So recently, I was looking through I was trying to create space on what do you call it now? A drive. And I was looking at a lot of pictures. I remember I saw the pictures of my wife, pictures of my boy when he was reading. It just melted my heart. And it told me of the importance of moments, being intentional about those moments.
Let me speak to singles because you mentioned that, okay? As a single person, I remember I had friends and how did we create memories? We traveled a lot, okay? First of all, we had to find common grounds. So for some of them, they loved going for, it works for different individuals differently. So I had friends who loved going for conferences that I also love going for. So we would plan and then arrange to make the trip and then lodge somewhere together and attend those conferences. Those were, I think about those days now and I just feel good. Like they send feel good hormones all over me because those were quality, treasured, cherished moments. You just can't part with those, things like that. So that's one of it. We need to explore hobbies. Okay, as you go through life, you meet people, be interested in knowing a little about the other person so you can find commonalities. So from there, you can engage with people and create memories there. Just beautiful.
People say when you create these memories, one thing that you do is that your body begins to secrete some key hormones like oxytocin, which is called bonding hormones. That's why you see some couples after a while, they begin to look alike. It's because they are intentional about creating, and they are intentional about creating memories. And the the assumption people have is that because we spend more time together means we create more memories. No, they're not always exactly the same. All right, some people during the pandemic last year, they couldn't stand each other's being in the same space. So sometimes it's not about having more time together. More time together is good if you channel it correctly, if you create an agenda around that thing, if you create a purpose for it. So so that's why some people can be in the same physical space, but worlds apart emotionally, can be in separate emotional space. So creating memories for us is about being in the same emotional space. Girl, what is happening in your life? All right, tell me about things. How can I be of service to you? All right, what do I fancy about you? All right, things that when she thinks about me, she says, man, I think I hit a jackpot. Things that when I remember her, I think there are things I don't have to bother because she's in my life. You make my life extremely easier. Those are memories. Those are things that makes me look forward to running home. As long as I'm done with, when I'm done with what I'm doing, wherever I'm at. So that's one key thing that I think couples read to. It's helped us, and I think it would be very helpful for anybody. That's why I'll end by saying this, that it's not the years of marriage, duration of marriage is good. When I hear people say we spend 19 years in marriage, it's really good, but are they 19 quality relationships? Are they 19 years of exceptional memories? Or are they 19 years where they are just being committed because of the children? You are committed because of what other people will say, or your committee will say, but you're not really enjoying those experiences. That's what we should focus on. Having 19 years of bliss. I think that's what we should prioritize.
Well, I just want to say that I think you guys have said everything. We can go now. So we can end the show now. So everyone,
we have amazing people joining soon.
I think, yeah. So maybe we can unpick some of the things you've said. Yes. Break them down a bit.
Let me start from the last thing you said, because it's amazing that we talk about, we're having this conversation, and some people might be wondering, why are we having this conversation? Why is this so important? I find that these days there's been so there are a number of things I would touch on, and some of the things you've already touched on them. So these days people highlight the events. So they highlight like the weddings, they highlight like you've had a child, they celebrate these events, right? But they do not spend time building memories in the process, okay? Because of course you've had an event, but the marriage in itself is a process. Like you've had a child, but then raising that child in itself is a process. And what you find is that people are really, really sticking together during the event, but when they now go through the process, they begin to grow apart. And it's, you ask yourself, why did we even get into the relationship in the first place? Because we saw love, we saw a life of bliss, we saw a life full of lovely excitement, and all of a sudden the process now begins to chip away that the whole excitement, the whole blissful thing that we saw, and we allow life to happen to us. Yeah. So I like the statement that he made, in the sense that he talked about quantity. So the number of years does not equate the quality of your relationship.
Yeah, I think what happens is when you stop building those memories, because for both of us, I know before we got married, we had memories, things we did together. Maybe she talked about conference, when on campus we were raving about conferences, we wanted to learn, wanted to know more. And those opportunities we had to be in those kind of programs together. Today we think about them, we talk about them, and you can't replace them. So if you are married, you stop building such memories, it becomes a problem.
Yeah,
that's where you see that gap, emotional gap, because the things you used to do, you don't do them again.
And a lot of times people talk about, and please, for our viewers, those who are joining in, please just let us know on the chat, what it means for you to build memories with your loved one, or making memories with your loved ones, because we'd also want to highlight that. Remember, we're having a conversation as well. Another thing that I think is really important to touch on is the issue around culture. So a lot of times people feel that making memories are for a certain group of people, right? Those people don't have time. Why are they focusing on all of these little things? Like you find that there is a certain culture. And I don't want to mention because you already know what culture we're from. We are Africans, right? And a lot of times as Africans, we tend not to do like focus on those things. I give you an example. Like Christmas is coming now, right? Not a lot of Africans. Not a lot, okay?
You're really
no, I'm way, hang on now. Not a lot of Africans, and I'll use myself as an example because not until this year, right? And that's just because I have a son who has pestered me for several years that I decided to put up a Christmas tree.
You're going to put up a Christmas tree?
Yeah, this year. But I felt, let's focus on the food. Let's focus on, we don't focus on all of those little things that sort of like help us to create memories. I don't know if you understand what I mean.
I understand what you're saying. There are key things that we need to look at when we want to build memories. It might not be for the two of us, because for me, Christmas tree. I'm using that same example. Christmas tree or no Christmas tree, I have a mindset about what I need to do and get from Christmas.
This is now African. You see, that's what I'm saying.
Then for our son, this is an opportunity to create memory for him. So that when he thinks about Christmas, when he was at this stage of his life, he will remember my mom did this, we did this together.
Yes.
So memories shouldn't just be about husband and wife. That's the point I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You can go out of your way to create memory for your children.
Okay.
Because once you do that, for instance, it was until I became an adult that I knew about birthday ceremony or birthday party.
Oh, celebrating your birthday.
Celebrating my birthday, making it obvious that I'm
going to celebrate
at a certain age.
Yeah.
But for my parents, they didn't even know sometimes. They didn't even know the day I was born. So we have people like that.
Yes.
So I'm trying to say, for parents listening to us, it's not just about husband and wife or people who are adults. You can as well create memories for your children, because when you're not there, that's what they will remember.
That's true. Okay, let's pause for now. And what I would get Victor, because I know they have something to comment on, but what I want to sort of mention now before they go on, and maybe they can think about it, is sometimes when people think about making memories, they think it has to be really expensive, or they have to really go out of their way to do something, and until they do something really expensive, then it's not making memories, right? So could you just think about it? I want to bring in another guest, but I would let you guys, take a breather, and maybe you want to comment on that when you come back. Okay. So I would, is that okay with you guys?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yes, sure.
Good. So I'll see you soon. Don't leave. Okay. I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
I want to bring someone who is again really special.
Before you bring her.
Yes.
I would say to our audience, please, can you just let us know, how do you create memories for not just your spouse? You can start with your spouse. If you're not married, with your loved ones, family members. If you're married and you have children, how do you create memories
with them?
For your children? Yeah.
Yes.
It's really important to do that, so we can share your views with everyone. We need to know more.
Exactly. Yes, we do need to. We need to know more. So let's bring in another guest. She doesn't need any introduction, but I will let her do the introduction herself. Okay. She is someone who is really special. I met her virtually. Okay, we haven't even met face to face, and I would say that it's been a journey with her. She does similar, she's a YouTuber as well. She big blogs on a number of issues. So, but let me not. I let her do the justice. Come on board. So I now want to bring in Tahi, and she is known as Everyday Martyrs. Over to you, Tahi.
Thank you so much. I'm blushing actually. Thank you so much for that introduction. I really appreciate you. Thank you for the opportunity to come on your show as well. I think my name is Tare. My YouTube channel is Everyday Matters, like Amara said. I talk about relationships. I talk about how to be a better version of yourself every day, working on yourself. Okay, so that's basically what I'm about. And I met Amara, like she said, we met online. Someone actually sent, my husband actually sent me her link and their channel link and said, can you catch up? Can you go and see what these people are doing? And I went in, I saw it, I made a comment. That's how we got to know each other. That's how we connected. And ever since, I've been coming to their live stream every now and again, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually the history. But I'm happy I'm here. I'm happy to be here, really grateful. And what we're talking about today is really important because one thing we should bear in mind is that we might not always be here. I know that we've talked about relationship, we talked about husband and wife making memories, but our families as well. We need to be able to make memories with our families because we would not always be here. And I know Gospel said, why do we need to make memories? One, we won't always be here, but the memories we create would stay behind. So for someone that has a parent that was actually abusive or that, if the parents are gone, those memories would remain. So it's important that we create memories, happy memories with our families. And sometimes we get so busy with life, with work, with everything we're doing, that we don't actually create the time. We don't actually have the time. The truth is the time is not there. We've got 24 hours, and sometimes 24 hours is not enough to create those memories. So what do we do? How do we create these memories? I think that's why we're here. But the most important is that we need to be intentional. So we have 24 hours, which might not be enough, but we need to be intentional about creating these memories. Okay, so we need to be intentional. We need to say, okay, yes, I want to create memories with my family. I don't just want to end my life without creating these memories. I want to make my family happy and things like that, and be intentional. And one of the ways we can create memories is to intentionally spend time together. Intentionally, because like Chidi and Victor said just now, you can be in the same house with someone, but you're not creating memories. You can be in a relationship with someone for 20 years, 30 years, but you haven't created any memories. But what you want to do is say, okay, you know what? I'm intentional. I want to create memories. What do I need to do? You need to start thinking. You need to start planning. And one of the things that came to mind when I was thinking about this topic this morning was when I was younger, because I'm going to be talking about families, not just husband and wife. When I was younger, I can remember sitting with my dad. And in Africa, we tend to remove gray hairs from our parents. I don't know if anyone knows that. So my dad would sit down and I'm removing white and gray hair from his head. And then we're talking, he's telling me about the news, he's telling me about different things. So this is something I would never forget. So these are memories that we've created and have left behind. And also special days like you've all mentioned before: birthdays, wedding anniversaries, graduation celebrations. We need to be there for our family. Another example I would give was when I was at secondary, my first year in secondary school. I was in a boarding house, and what happened was we had a visiting day. It was a Sunday visiting day. Parents would come in and see their children, and I was there. My dad was supposed to come. I was very close to my dad. You already know by now. So people's parents were coming. My dad didn't come. I felt so bad because this was something that was really important to me. But at the end of the day, I went back to my hostel. I was sleeping, and then someone came to call me and said, your dad is here. So to me, that was a memory. Like, even though he was busy and he came late, but he still came. So for our children, we need to be there for them intentionally. So no matter how busy we are, we need to try our best to be there for them when they need us at school, for their sports games, whatever it is. We need to create those memories, because we might not remember, but that child would remember that, okay, at this time, my dad did this, or my mom did this, or my sister, my aunt, or my uncle did this. Okay, and another thing we need to do is when it comes to create memories, we need to celebrate those occasions. Like, make sure it counts. Make sure it counts. So wedding anniversaries, make sure it counts. I'm going to be giving another example. When I was growing up as well in my family, when it's someone's birthday, what we'll do is we'll go to the supermarket and we'll buy ice cream, cakes, biscuits. We don't invite anyone else, but this is just us as a family. So children, my mom, my dad, we all sit together and then we celebrate that person's birthday together until we all grew up and went our different ways. So these are ways that you can create memories. So you don't have to go all the way. You don't have to go to the supermarket to buy something to celebrate someone's birthday. You don't have to invite people and have a big party, but just make them feel special on that day. Okay, and when you're celebrating these days, take pictures, put a note down, have a photo book to say, okay, on this day, when I was 5, when I was 10, this was what happened. When I was 15, on our first anniversary, this was what happened. On our 5th anniversary, this was what happened. So have those pictures. You can put them on a frame. You can just have a photo book to say, okay, these are the memories that we've created. So it's really important that we create these memories. And another example I'm going to give, another example is meal times. Meal times. So it's so easy for us to come into the house. Oh, I'll just have my dinner. You do what you're doing on your laptop. I'm having dinner. The children will have dinner at a different time. But if we could all come together and have dinner or have a meal together, that will go a long way. And then when your kids grow up, they'll say, okay, we always had a meal together as a family. So that's an example. And I know what I do as well as a person is sometimes I invite friends over and you can do it with your family as well. So say, for instance, your family are in different cities or in different places. Maybe at Christmas time, you can say, okay, let's all come together and create a memory to say, okay, Christmas Day 2021, this was what we did together. Or even when it's not Christmas, any other day, you can say, okay, I want to invite you all for a meal. Invite your friends, because it doesn't have to be your family alone. It doesn't have to be your family alone. You can invite your friends as well. Just like Chidi was saying just now, they used to go on holidays or go camping with their friends. You can invite your friends over and say, okay, let's have a meal together. You can take photos if you want to remember them. But these are things that we can do to kind of create memories. For our loved ones. I could go on and on and on and on. But
Amazing. Everyday Matters. I mean, you've actually captured a lot of things. You've captured a lot of things.
And I like the practicality in terms of giving examples, because those examples may seem common or not significant, so to speak, but they are really, really significant. Because I remember when I think about my dad, I always remember when I wrote an exam and I didn't do well. So obviously I was expecting that if I tell him about my results, he will be angry with me, he will scold me and all that. So I came back with the result and I said to him, Dad, this is my result. It's not good enough for me to get into the university. So, the thing he said to me? He said, now what do we do next? I was expecting him to explode, like, why? Those who got everything, how many heads do they have? The phrase with the way we say it. And he just said to me, what do we do next? For me, that remained with me for more than 25 years ago or 30 years ago, but I still remember that experience. So memories for people listening that I think is about birthdays, anniversaries, those are important. But little things you say, the words you say, the way you say those words, your actions, positive actions, that may mean a lot. And I like what you said about being intentional about children. For us, they may not be significant, but for that child, child broke a glass cup, and the child expects you to, whatever you do to punish or consequences, like we will say.
Yeah.
And you reverse the course and show love. That could mean a lot. Thank you so much for all that you said. Do you want to ask her any other thing?
No, I definitely would ask her, but another thing I think she pointed out is the fact, the experience she shared about her father coming. So he didn't meet the event, but he came late. And I think this also speaks to a lot of parents who are listening in, because I think we're being too hard on ourselves. And sometimes we say we're not able to go the full on way or go high, whatever it is you want to do, go all the way, right? So I would say it's rather better for you to do something than not to do anything at all.
Yeah, because
and
because your child would see your sincerity.
Yeah,
they know when you're committed to it. They know when you really, really want to do it. And it's not just about making memories in terms of coming for an event, keeping promises.
Exactly.
If you tell a child, I'm going to buy you this for Christmas, please make sure you do, because that child will build expectations.
Yeah, the thing, because a lot of times children talk a lot and it's as if they are pestering you. So they keep asking. And sometimes parents feel that the best way to shut them up is just to say, yes,
I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do it. And you don't realize offhandedly, you're accepting to do things that you're not gonna do, and you don't realize, but you're leaving an impression with that child, a memory with that child.
A negative memory, if I would say.
Yeah.
Not just for your children, even for your spouse. If I promise you that I'm going to do something and I don't do it, I have left a memory. That's a negative memory. So what we are saying here is try and build positive, fond memories with the people that love you. For instance, when I was about to do my PhD, from nowhere, I didn't know how my wife pulled a surprise. She bought me a MacBook. So for me, it was like, I've always desired to have a MacBook, and she did it, So I will always remember that. So that's a big thing for me, which for someone else, it might not really...
Might be trivial.
It might be trivial. So those kind of surprises, they are really key.
Yeah. So Tahi, I'll bring you back, but I would also highlight some comments. I'll bring you back shortly, but I would also want you to think about how, because there are some people who are single, a lot of our viewers who are single, so how they can make memories as well as being single men or single ladies. How can they also make memories, with their loved ones?
Yeah,
with their loved
memories that have to do with their relationship.
Exactly. So I'll bring you in at some point. Now, let me highlight some of the comments on the chat because our viewers have been writing and typing away. We've got a comment here from CY Music, and he says, now I'm thinking of being intentional with this, both for my wife and my children. So he's committing to do that. Okay. We've also got Cassius Art and Craft, and she's saying, the lasting memories are made with giving someone your time. So she's again reiterating some of the things that some of our guests have mentioned. In any form, it can be spending time, and also some tangible gifts matter. Often creating emotional attachment.
Yeah,
that's a very, very good point. So thank you, Kasia, for sharing that. And for the rest of us watching, I'm sure we have one way or the other that we make memories with our loved ones. It would be great to share those on the chat as well. Okay, I would bring in now Chidi and Victor to talk about the question we asked around the fact that sometimes people feel they have to really spend a lot in order for them to create memories. Okay, so what's your take on that?
I mean, if we listen, I'm sure we all heard what Everyday Matters had to say. Those were very, very
fantastic.
They were free memories, but really significant. So we enjoyed those. Okay, high examples like eating together. That costs nothing. Okay, but time, and time is expensive. Yes. Okay, so I'll put that into perspective, right? So for us, like we all often encourage couples, rather than beat yourselves up about, oh, we can't afford to go on holidays, to go away. You can have staycations where you move around in the country where you live. Okay, you can't afford going to expensive restaurants. You can make home a restaurant. You can create the ambience. Okay, you can get some candles, put them on, let the place smell good, and eat like you're in a restaurant, like you're in a 5-star hotel. Okay, so you can have that. Some busy couples will say, oh, we never have time. Yes, put the children to bed early. They should go to bed. Go to bed at 7 so I can have some time with that. Right. So these are some things we can explore.
And these are things that we do, right? Because for us, both of us are homebodies to a large extent. So we enjoy our own company a lot, and we tend to spend a lot of time together reflecting We don't eat in separate plates. We eat in the same plate, so we get to talk, we get to catch up. And then also, so these are some little activities that we do that don't necessarily have to cost money. It's the principle here that really matters. It's the principle and the intentionality of keeping that practice going. Because remember that you are building a new generation. Your child is going to come in and plug into that culture, into that standard that you are already creating. So, and that's one thing that we are doing in our own relation that is helping us. So there are many things that we do that don't really cost us money, but so start from where you are at, and then from there you can take it, make sure that you keep improving it. Yeah, you keep building it. So another thing, you need to think about what is valuable to your spouse.
Or your children.
Yeah, or your children, all right? Because sometimes you might have your own perspective of what will create fun memory for your spouse, but that may not be what they like. All right. So you have to be, your memory has to be customized to the person you're trying to reach. All right, so that both people will now kind of enjoy. So that's what we do.
Like Dr. Gospel was saying, his wife got him a MacBook. Imagine if she had gone out to get a Samsung laptop.
Yeah, see, laptop.
But that's not what he wanted at that time. So it has to be customized.
It has to be customized to the person. That's what will make it positive, because we are emphasizing positive memory.
Yeah. I just wanted to throw something about
okay, go on.
One that might seem insignificant is talking with children now, telling them stories, telling them about your experiences. Okay, you're also helping them know, okay, this is how we have journeyed. These are our experiences. And you're selling them an identity. You're trying to help them understand the family culture. So when they go out there and they're faced with certain things, they remember, okay, Dad and Mom went through this. So in essence, you don't waste your experience. You pass it on to the next generation.
Yeah, I like this part you talked about now. Most times when we talk about memories, we always think about wonderful things, blissful moments, and all of those. But creative memories for me includes going through challenging times together and sticking together over those issues or experiences that may seem really, really overwhelming. Because when you're done, after many years, you have to reflect on how you were able to go through all that. For my wife and I, most of the things we talk about and we are so amazed at how they happened are the challenging times we've had as a couple. For instance, staying for a period without having a child. We always talk about it. Now we've even incorporated our son into it to tell him, this is what happened before you came.
Yeah.
And this is how you came. And he likes to hear those stories. He can even tell you, this is what happened with my mom and all that, linking it to what you just said now. So as a couple, when you're going through difficult times, see it as an opportunity to build memory with your spouse. Because when you're not here, we always talk about life, but we should also think about death. You want to leave a legacy.
Yeah.
You want to leave a footprint on the sand of time, so that when you're not here, people will not think about you from a negative standpoint.
That's true.
There are people, if they're not available, if they're not around, you're happy.
Yeah.
Why? Because they create negative energy, they create negative memories. But there are people you really, really long to have them around,
Yeah.
And your spouse to be the primary person you always want to have around.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I like the fact that you touched on challenges. So challenges, you can actually make memories. You can allow your challenges to help you and enable you to make some memories. And it's also good because when you share those with your children, they understand that the world, is not always...
The world should be balanced.
Yeah. They understand. And it's because you don't want to create a kind of a utopian sort of scenario about life, and then all of a sudden you're no longer there with them. They have to go out there, they have to see the world, and now they don't even have the skills. And spending time with you and you using those challenges to teach them and create those memories with them will build some resilience, will help them to gain some skills, life skills, from you. And you are there because you will be the one to moderate and teach them what, rather than them go out there and deal with life in a way that is not supposed to be when they are faced with difficult challenges. And I think this is something that's a lot of people fail to do. They always think about making memories in the sense of all the fancy stuff and, you know, going on vacation, which is fantastic, don't get me wrong, but also your challenges could be opportunities where you can actually build in and make memories with your loved ones as well. Yeah. So let me highlight something that Cassius Craft has shared. She says sometimes you have to think beyond value of a gift. This is a very good point, because receiving a £20 gift means that the person that gave it to you has, more like he's put in enough time to earn that money for that gift. So that's a very good point, because sometimes people just look
at it. Is it not £20?
She's even saying £20. £20 I think is so maybe someone might give me like something like a £1 gift. I'm like, come on, she got something from a Poundland shop. Why would she give me something £1? For example. So it's not in the price, it's in the values, in the heart behind the gifts. Really.
Very important.
In the intention behind the gift. So Victor and Chidi, have you got any final words for us before we bring in Everyday Matters, please?
Yeah, I was just smiling when you said something about £20. £20 is somebody else's 2 hours of their life that they have invested into that gift. It might not be your own 2 hours, but based on their own where they are working, that may be somebody's 2 hours. So I really agree with that point in terms of we should think beyond the gift and the intention and the thoughts behind the gift. So making memories, I think, is something couples should prioritize, particularly in a very fast-paced world that we live right now. I'm speaking more to professional couples that as you are finishing one project, another project is calling you. As you're finishing one, sometimes we are loading 4 or 5 balls all at the same time. It's natural for you to want to focus on the urgent matters, all right? Things that need you now. And most times, family does not meet that standard. Family is often relegated. She will always understand. She will always be here. My son is just 2, he will get it. But not knowing that the secret of memories is in the moments, all right? Those moments that you spend, that you pause everything you are doing, and then think through and engage with your child, all right? So that when your spouse sees you come in, their face light up. That's your target. Let's get to that point.
Okay, and just speaking generally as well, I think it's something we need to do to learn to be actively present. We love going for walks, and we're walking around one day, and we met a couple, a neighbor, with their dog. And after that first meeting, we've met them a couple of times. And he pointed out that, have you noticed that they are actively present? Like the moment they see you, they stop and they take in everything you say. You're the focus at that time. Sometimes we don't realize that because we're so busy, we don't actually stop. So we need to learn to be actively present, enjoy the season of life we're in, savor the moment. I was speaking to someone last week Friday, and I was like, I'm at that stage where I'm trying to catch myself to enjoy, to be able to savor the moment. Sometimes because there's the next bid and the next thing to do, we forget that in all of it, we need to be present. We need to at least acknowledge what God has done for you this far. Okay, and that speaks to creating memories that we sit down and actually even reminiscence sometimes. Oh, look at how far we've come. Look at what has happened. That thing happened and the other happened. And can you remember that Christmas when this happened? We need to take our time to really, and all of that adds to our quality of life. So we must be intentional about it.
Let me just say one final thing that came to my mind. The importance of having emotional health. All right, because making memories, one of the reasons why we are able to make healthy memories is because we're in that, we are emotionally unhealthy. We don't prioritize our mental health, the importance of our mental health. So you see somebody is, there's a lot of stress, and so stressful moments make people snap. So once in a while, have me time, because you can't give what you don't have. All right, so where you can, if it's sleeping, that does it for you. Some of us have not slept well for weeks. How do you create memories when you are not healthy? So your child sees you in your eye as you come in, like, what is it kind of look? You can't create positive memory with that kind of emotional state. You have to be in a certain depth of emotional state to be able to think about the other. And that's just one thing. And I'll just
wow, thank you so much. As you were talking about emotional state in which you create memories, it just also occurred to me that your spiritual state is also important. You know, making memories could include having a retreat, having a time, a spiritual journey with your family, with your spouse, where you reflect on life, the purpose of life, where you guys are going, what you want to achieve as a family, and all of those. And when you do that, you pray together, you read together, you commune together in the place of spiritual aid. For every person, you just think about it and all that. It's going to be a lasting memory, not just for you, even for your child or for your children, because you're showing them an example of how you live your life and how they need to live their lives as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for this time.
Yeah, don't leave till the last moment, please. Thank you. Let me just bring in Tahi, Everyday Matters, for her final words as well.
Thank you very
Tahi.
much. Thank you. I had to quickly nip out for something, but I'm back. I was just going to point out something Chidi said now, to be actively present. In order to create memories, we need to be actively present. And a lot of times we find that we are we're not focused doing what we're doing. We're distracted by a lot of other things. We're trying to create these memories. We've said, okay, let's be intentional, which we've heard today. We need to be intentional because we don't have enough time in our hands. But even when we get to that point, say for instance, we've decided that, okay, we're going to spend this evening together as husband and wife or as a family. Let's spend this time to bond with each other. Let's spend this time to create memories. And then our computers are still on. We're working. Our phones are on. We're checking our messages. We're checking our YouTube to see if anyone has left a comment. You know, we're distracted by all these things. And at the end of the day, the purpose for which we have decided to come together is not achieved. So we need to be actively present. We need to be intentional, like I said before, because we don't have the time, to be honest. We're too busy. Everyone is busy. There's no time. So we need to say, okay, I need to create this time for my family. Okay. And another thing I'm going to say is, if you are single and you're wanting to create memories, you don't need someone else to create memories for. You can create memories for yourself. Say, for instance, I was 40 last year. I'm just going to say that. And I had a lockdown birthday. I was alone in the house. So it was a milestone for me. And I thought, you know what? Am I just going to sit there? I'm not allowed to go out to meet friends. What am I going to do? I put my camera up. And one of my friends baked me a cake. I did my photo shoot at home by myself. You know, so create your own memories, celebrate yourself. You know, find friends that you have the same values, common goals with, and then you can decide, okay, you know what? Let's go out somewhere. Let's go out for a meal, okay, or let's just spend time together as friends. If you are in a relationship, create memories by going out on a date. Take pictures, go out on holidays, on vacation, just be intentional. And I think the first thing you need to do is, if you're single and you're wanting to create marriage, the first thing you want to do is find out who you are, discover yourself, discover who you are, find out what makes you happy. Okay, because a lot of times, because we're single, we're so busy looking for the right one. We're busy looking for the perfect one that's going to kind of complement us or to make us complete, but we know that we can't be complete. We need to be whole in ourselves before someone will come in and complement us. But we're busy because we're single. Some people feel like, oh, if I don't get married, then that means my world is ended. And they're busy chasing after a relationship or chasing after marriage, that they forget about the fact that they can still create memories by themselves. You know, so it's important. Discover yourself, find out what makes you happy, find out who you really are, and make memories by yourself. And the last thing I'm going to say is, always remember that you would not always be here. And I can't remember who said it just now. Let's not just talk about life. we will not always be here. So for your family, what memory have you created? Okay, so that's what we should be thinking about. So create memories that will last, even like a legacy, so that after you're gone, my dad is no more, but those memories stay on with me. I remember when he passed on, and I started thinking like, okay, my dad used to do this, he used to do this, he used to do that, and that's how it should be. Create memories that will last even after you're gone. Have pictures, have photos, or have things written down somewhere to say, okay, this is on this day this happened, on that day this happened. These pictures tell 1,000 words or 1,000 tales. I can't remember the phrase now. Have those things that would remind you or remind people of who you are, of those very special moments. Okay, now
Wow,
zip my mouth now.
No, it's fine. Thank you so much. Thank you, Everyday Matters. You've actually shared quite a lot, and I don't want to expand on that because I think you've done justice to everything that you have said. I will have a brief chat with you later on. Just please stay on after the live session, just a brief chat. I don't know if any of us have taken something from this.
It became a bit deep now.
Yes.
A bit solemn.
Yes, a bit solemn. Yeah. and I think that it's really important because again, when we talk about life, I think when we think about death as well, it puts life in perspective.
Yeah.
So a lot of times people say, "Oh no, don't talk about death," but speaking about it, or like we've done in some way, exactly. But again, it puts you kind of look at what am I actually doing. And this speaks to some of the things that Chidi and Victor were saying about being intentional. What am I actually doing, and how am I going to live life going forward? What are going to be the milestones, the landmarks, the footprints I'm going to leave in the sand of times? Because at the end of the day, it's all about the legacy. When we're gone, we're not here physically, but it's just the memories of what we have, left with someone that still stays on. Yeah. So I hope this has been an amazing time for those who have joined us. I hope you've actually taken something with you for this. And, now we are coming, Christmas season is approaching. And please, this is an opportunity for you to make memories. Whether you're single, whether you're married, this is an opportunity for you to make meaningful memories with those who really are your loved ones in your life.
You don't have to wait till Christmas.
You
can start today.
Yeah.
Do something unique, something significant. You can make a photo to say, today, this is something I like about me. This is something wonderful about me. You can play music, make a video of you dancing.
Yeah.
Over the years, you can remember it. There will come a time when you can't dance, but now you can dance. Make videos of that. My wife does it a lot. So sometimes we watch those videos and we're laughing. Hilarious. So do something unique today, and I'm sure your family, your loved ones will be happy for this.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me just highlight these comments. This is the truth, really. Sometimes I don't create times with my loved ones because of busy schedules. Yes, of course. Life will always be busy. I mean, it's just to find
about priority.
What we prioritize. Now, before we wrap up today, and thank you everyone for joining in, I just want to introduce to us a new challenge. I spoke about it in the previous live. It's called the Loving Challenge. And what we have tried to do is to celebrate thriving relationships, because a lot of times people don't celebrate thriving relationships, isn't it? So this challenge is it's just about we celebrating thriving relationship, because it was born out of that desire to celebrate them and be intentional about what we do in our relationship. Now, we will be putting out a lot of information on our social media platform. There are wonderful prizes to be won. So I'll just give you a snippet of some of those prizes. You can have like a special 3-course meal with your loved ones, all paid for. Christmas, I mean, there are a lot of things. Hampers, a spa session. I don't want to give out everything. And look, this is not just for married people, okay? It's also for single people as well. So we will be putting out information about this and be telling you how to engage with all of this. Once again, it's been amazing to have you all. And for those who have joined in, thank you so much for joining in.
And thank you, John and Hinson, for joining us.
Yes, it's amazing.